Welcome back to Global Book Journey. Today, we are tearing up the corporate rulebook and diving into a book that does exactly that. No Rules Rules, Netflix, and the Culture of Reinvention. It's a wild look at how one company changed the game by, well, getting rid of the game board. All right, let's just jump right in. Picture this. You're at a new job and you see this on a presentation slide. Adequate performance gets a generous severance package. I mean, what? For most of us, that doesn't sound like a perk. It sounds like a threat. A reason to update your resume, like, immediately. But what if that one totally brutal sounding idea is actually the secret sauce to building one of the most innovative companies on the planet? So yeah, how on earth did that work? That's the exact question at the very heart of No Rules Rules. It's co-written by the man himself, Netflix CEO Reed Hastings, along with culture expert Erin Meyer. And they pull back the curtain on a philosophy that is just as controversial as it is revolutionary. To really get the why, we have to go back in time. See, before Netflix, Hastings had another company, Pure Software. And in the beginning, it was awesome, super creative, a ton of freedom. But as it got bigger, the rules started piling up. The final straw, believe it or not, an employee's dog chewed a hole in a rug. That led to a new rule, no dogs allowed. And that was just one of 1,000 tiny rules that slowly choked the company, making it too slow, too bureaucratic, and unable to adapt. Hastings learned a really painful lesson. Sometimes the rules you make to keep things in order are the very things that kill the creativity you need to succeed. So, how did he make sure Netflix didn't make the same mistake? Well, it all comes down to a powerful 3-step journey. First, you build an absolute dream team. Second, you create a culture where everyone says what they really think. And only then, once you have those two things, can you start removing the controls. We'll also dig into why this is such a game changer and how you might even start your own reinvention. Okay, so step 1. The entire Netflix philosophy, everything we're about to talk about, rests on this one single idea: talent density. It's a fancy term, but all it really means is creating a team where every single person is an absolute rock star. It's the foundation for everything else. And to get there, Netflix had to completely change the way they thought about a company. You know how so many places say we're like a family? It sounds nice, right? Unconditional support. But Netflix argues that's a flawed model for a high-performance business. They see themselves way more like a professional sports team. The goal isn't just to stick together, it's to have the best possible player in every single position, all working together to win a championship. And that way of thinking brings us to the famous, or, infamous, keeper test. A manager at Netflix has to constantly ask themselves this question: if one of my people told me they were leaving for another job, would I fight hard to keep them? And if the honest answer is no, then that person gets a generous severance package so the team can find a new star player. Now, the point isn't to be cruel. The point is to ensure that every person on the team is so exceptional that they raise the game of everyone around them. All right, so once you have that team of superstars, you're ready to introduce the second pillar: radical candor. This is what fuels the engine of constant improvement and innovation. To get why this is so powerful, let me tell you a quick story that actually has nothing to do with Netflix. In a town called Garden Grove, they had a speeding problem. So they put up these digital signs that just showed drivers how fast they were going in real time. No cops, no tickets, no punishment, just simple, direct information. And the result? Get this. On average, drivers slowed down by 14%, just from that little bit of feedback. It's such a perfect example of a feedback loop. When you give smart people clear information, they tend to adjust their performance all on their own. No need for a big, scary rule book. At Netflix, this feedback loop is literally part of the job description. Holding back your opinion isn't seen as being polite, it's seen as being disloyal to the company because you're withholding information that could make an idea better. So you have to understand, for them, honest feedback given with positive intent is the ultimate form of collaboration. Okay, so you have a team of top performers. You have a culture of absolute honesty. Now, and only now, is Netflix ready for the third and most radical step: getting rid of the traditional corporate controls. Let's start with their vacation policy. It's pretty simple. There isn't one. No set number of days, no tracking. The whole logic is, if you hire responsible adults, you should trust them to act like it. As the slide jokes, they don't have a clothing policy either. But hey, no one shows up naked. People get the context. And this thinking is everywhere. Their expense and travel policies are just 5 simple words: act in Netflix's best interest. That replaces pages and pages of rules about what you can and can't spend money on. It gives people freedom, but also holds them responsible. And my personal favorite is the decision policy. Don't seek to please your boss. Instead, you're supposed to do what's best for the company. But does this chaos actually work? Oh yeah. Here's a fantastic story. When Netflix was about to launch House of Cards in high definition, a junior engineer realized they had no way to test the stream quality on a consumer TV. So, without asking anyone for permission, he just went out and spent $2,500 of company money on a TV. A journalist from the Wall Street Journal ended up using that exact TV for his review, which led to a glowing article about the picture quality. That's the kind of speed and smart decision-making that freedom makes possible. So, why is this so important for those of us who don't work at Netflix? Because what they've created is a whole new blueprint for work, one that's designed not for the industrial age, but for the creative economy. The traditional company is built like a pyramid, right? You've got the boss at the top, and all the decisions and approvals have to go up and down the chain of command. It was designed for control and preventing errors, but man, is it slow. Netflix just flips that model completely upside down. Instead of a pyramid, they see the company as a tree. The CEO isn't at the top barking orders. They are at the roots, making sure the whole organization is nourished with clear strategy and context. The employees are the informed captains way out on the branches, empowered to make their own decisions. And this quote, I think, just sums it all up perfectly. The old industrial model needed a symphony orchestra. Every musician plays their part exactly as written, no exceptions. But today's economy, it needs a jazz band. The musicians know the song, they know where they're going, but they have the talent and the freedom to improvise, to create, and to make something new and amazing together. So after hearing all of this, you might be wondering, okay, is this book really for me? Who can actually take these ideas and start their own reinvention? Well, this book is absolutely essential if you are a leader who's just sick and tired of bureaucracy. It's for creators and innovators who know that speed is everything. It's for entrepreneurs who are building a company culture from the ground up. And honestly, it's for any professional out there who wants to understand where the world of work is heading and how to succeed in it. Which really brings us to the final thought. The no rules rules idea isn't about creating chaos. It's about building a culture on context, freedom, and deep responsibility. So I'll leave you with this one question to chew on. If you could get rid of just one rule, one process, one annoying approval step at your job, what incredible new thing would you and your team be free to achieve? It's a pretty powerful idea to think about. For more deep dives into books that are changing the way we think, make sure you subscribe to Global Book Journey. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you for the next one.